maybe I got a glimpse of myself. Did I just turn myself on? Possibly. Welcome back to my channel. I feel like I'm very close to you guys, but that's okay. Today's video is going to be another get ready with me. I didn't do one last month. I am so sorry about that, but there were some things that I wanted to chat about this month. So I'm gonna do a fall makeup look, you know, as much fall inspired as I can be right now. And I just wanted to talk a little about influencing, because y'all know I'm on this new journey, and help provide some motivation, some tips, and some encouragement maybe, and a good word, maybe a different perspective to anybody who's watching who wants to hear what I have to say. So let's get with this makeup. I have started with my eyebrows because y'all know that I can't talk and do eyebrows. Also, I believe I just got bit by a mosquito somewhere around this left eyebrow. So if it looks a little inflamed, it is. We're just gonna disregard that. Y'all, look how much I have used. I'm gonna get another one of these during the Sephora sale, which, by the way, who's excited for the Sephora sale? Whoa, did I almost crack this? Who's excited for the Sephora sale? I definitely can't wait. I have a very large cart right now. We're not going to talk about it, but yeah, today I want to talk a little about influencing. I did write down some notes because I want to stay on track. The first thing I want to talk about, influencing trends, because this is something that I think about often as I'm watching YouTube, because not only am I on YouTube and I'm an influencer, but I am a huge consumer of such, and I feel like aesthetics and vibes are like such a thing right now, and I just want to know how you guys feel about it. Like, do you feel influenced by other people's aesthetics? Do you feel like aesthetics and vibes are everything? Like, how do y'all feel? Because I was talking to a friend recently and it made me think, like, I don't have an aesthetic. No. When it comes to my space, my style, me, like, I don't have an aesthetic. I literally just do what feels good to me and what I like. Now that's not to like look down on anyone who has an aesthetic. I think that aesthetics are good for, it's just like a label, you know. If your aesthetic is natural and neutral and clean and white and crisp, that is your label, and most of the things that you bring into your space, your home, or the things that you buy, how you dress, how you decorate your home, they usually fit such. But I don't think I have an aesthetic, and it's so weird because, like, y'all know that I started watching a lot more popular YouTube girls, specifically in Atlanta, you know, just to see what other people are into, and everybody has an aesthetic, and like, I don't have one. I don't have one. And then I also feel like, okay, so let's say, for instance, something right now that's really popular is like the soft life. Now, I don't know if the soft life is an aesthetic or a vibe. I probably am aging myself to sound like I'm 45. By the way, there's nothing wrong with being 45. I don't even know what the hell these words really mean in terms of this space, but that's okay. So like, the soft life is this whole trend of ease and, you know, femininity. To me, that's how I perceive it. And I'm all here for that. I think that people, or women or men, anyone who prefers to live a life of leisure, and to me, soft life is pretty much living a life of leisure. If that's what you want to do, I love that. I love that. So one person I follow is Jackie Ina. Her Instagram, I think it's called Lavishly Jackie, and it's basically where she shows the luxurious part of her life. And I love it. Now, I'm not someone who follows Jackie Ina on her makeup channel on YouTube. I don't even know if she still has that channel, but I love her Lavishly Jackie channel. And I'll put the correct name across the screen so you guys can go follow it. And one thing she does is irons and steams her sheets. And this is something one of my friends does as well, but I was talking to another friend about it, and I'm just like, I cannot imagine ironing my sheets. And I'm just gonna be honest, I'll be happy if I even make my bed, okay? Yeah, she is me. Like, I'm not worrying about beautiful sheets and making a bed until I have a husband to be in the bed with me, because I personally don't care about stuff like that. But I do enjoy seeing people like indulge in that, make their life a little more pleasing. So to me, that's what the soft life is about. Being able to wake up and steam your sheets, because most people probably don't have enough time in their morning to wake up and steam sheets. It's a luxury to me. So yeah, I would just like to know you guys' thoughts on things like that. And also, when you watch and consume a lot of influence from people, it doesn't matter what their vibe, aesthetic, or thing is, do you feel pressured to live that way also? Because what we watch and what we consume really affects the type of person we are and who we become. And I'll have to say for myself, I don't think it influences me to become this, because I just know like who I am. Like, I'm not steaming sheets. I'm not doing that. I don't have time in the morning. And like I said, unless my husband is in the bed with me, I don't care about stuff like that. But do you guys think watching other people, maybe they're living a certain life that you aspire to, like, does it influence you? And maybe if you're not inspired to do it, do you think it makes you feel some type of way? Because here's my thing. Like, there's a lot of things I do that I don't necessarily share. I mean, just for instance, having housekeepers. I don't share that part of my life because I don't share my everyday life. So for me to get on camera and talk about having housekeepers would just be like, well, girl, who cares? But I also feel like certain things are not meant to share. And then sometimes I feel like sharing so much of your life that could be different from other people can make people kind of feel a certain type of way. Not to say that everybody sharing something is boastful, because I don't believe that, but I just want to make sure that I'm influencing people for the right reasons. Like me talking about having staff to clean my house, like, okay, great. Do you want a cookie? Like, you know what I mean? I just think that in these social media times, we have to be mindful of what we are putting on the internet and how we are influencing people, because struggling with mental health and consuming a lot of social media, Instagram, YouTube, I think that's a big thing. I just always try to be cognizant of that, because I know there are so many people now who are like obsessed with aesthetics and vibes. And my advice to you would be, girl, live your life. Man, live your life. Like, aesthetics and vibes are cute, but they're not everything. I was watching a YouTuber this week, and she was talking about how she something happened with her phone. Y'all, these new Charlotte Tilbury concealers are amazing. I've been using Tan 11, but today I'm gonna also use Tan 10 to see how I like them differently. But y'all know all the information about everything is listed down below. Something happened with her phone, and she was without her phone for a specific period of time, and she was talking about how it was just so good for her mental health. And this is something that I see a lot of creators talk about, like specifically a lot of really popular creators. I feel like when you become so large in terms of presence, influence, and maybe popularity, you have certain pressure on you, like pressure to maintain this aesthetic, this vibe, pressure to maintain, not to say that this person, because I'm sure you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but not to say that this person has a pressure to maintain perfectionism, but when you get to a certain level, you have to maintain that. And so, I don't know, this is just always why I battle with, well, I used to, with wanting to be popular. Like, y'all know, if you saw my Get Ready With Me last month, I talked about how I went on this journey of wanting to quit YouTube. I'll link it down below. And how I was discouraged because my numbers weren't that great. And it's like, once God revealed to me that I am not supposed to be popular, my channel is not supposed to blow up, I'm so much more settled and grounded. Like, I think this past month, none of my videos besides the 2 vlogs that I put out hit 1K views. And even seeing that, I'm still like, well, who cares? I'm so happy with the work that I put in and the content itself. And I think just going back to why you get into influencing and being in this space, you really have to do things for the right reason. I think it's just genuine, and it comes with getting to a certain place. When you get to a certain level of being on top, you start thinking that people expect everything else that you've done. They expect you to do it moving forward. And that can be a lot of pressure put on people. I mean, I don't know this from experience because my channel is not popping and I literally I do what I want. But I just say that to say, if you are trying to get into this influencing space, do what feels natural to you. Do what you love. Don't feel like you have to subscribe to setting this vibe and aesthetic and doing things that you know the people will love. Do what feels natural to you, because when you have to feel like you're constantly performing, to me, from my perspective and my background, that's how you get burnt out. Like, even though I film a lot of videos consecutively and I put in a lot of work so that I can rest for a few weeks, like I'll film a whole month of videos in a week, I never feel burnt out because like I truly enjoy coming on here and having these chit chats, just talking with you guys. Like, I don't have my beauty blender. Okay, we're gonna make this work. But yeah, I never feel burnt out because I truly just enjoy chatting with you guys. And so I just wanted to get you all's perspective on that. Like, of course I don't want you to tell me, of course, that what people put on the internet makes you feel a certain way and it affects your mental health. Of course, that's personal, but I don't know. I just always try to be mindful of the things that I'm putting out, which is why I always try to be so positive and encouraging. If you have ever sent me DMs or left comments in my videos, I'm always calling everyone beautiful, because it's like there's enough out in the world, especially in social media. It's like just having someone lift you up, that could really affect someone's day. And so that's the type of thing that I try to influence in this space. Like, no, I'm not the most beautiful, talented, amazing, what have you. Like, none of that stuff actually matters to me. But when y'all comment and tell me that like my videos have helped you, anything like that, that is what I am here to influence, people to feel their best. So that's why I don't have an aesthetic or a vibe, because I don't care. I mean, there are definitely things that I enjoy, but I wouldn't necessarily categorize myself as having a specific vibe. I just do what feels nice, but I love watching all the aesthetic, vibey stuff because it's cute. I think that it's an aesthetic. It's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. It's nice to look at, but I don't get caught up in it, and I hope that other people aren't either. So, another thing. Do y'all think that social media is good or bad for your mental health? With respect of being on social media, I will say that it should be good for your mental health, because you should be doing this because you love it, and that should be something that brings you joy. But I will say, if you haven't done the interior work to try to be your best self, not saying that you can only come on YouTube when you're at your best, I don't think that at all. But if you are not working on yourself, and if you have not tried to at least be a better version of yourself, being on the internet, it's gonna be tough. And interesting enough for me, I have actually done a lot of that work, internally while I've been on the internet. And it was during the time when I last worked for someone other than myself. That period of time was so negative in terms of what was going on externally, but it ended up being so beautiful for what needed to happen internally for me. So that's another reason why I always say, like, I'm so grateful for the tougher times in life, because I am a different person now than I was however many years ago that was. So I'm grateful for that. But I do think social media can play a negative effect on your mental health, which is why I think it's just best for people to strive to be their best self. Especially if you want to come on YouTube and be a content creator. There are people that are going to try to discourage you any way they can. But the beauty in that is if you really know yourself, you take things with a grain of salt. It's like nobody can really come on here and tell me anything about myself and try to make me feel badly, because I just really know who I am. And I really know who I am because of the struggles that I've endured. I think social media can absolutely be negative for mental health, which is why I think it's just so important to constantly and consistently work on your mental health and on being your best self. And for me, part of that is self-care. And honestly, filming videos is like self-care. I love this so much. Like, I get to chat with y'all, put on makeup, get pretty. Like, what? I literally feel like I'm sitting down and chatting with all my friends. Now I want to talk about some of the best and worst parts about being online, on YouTube, social media, all of that. I would have to say the best part of this would have to be community. I have literally made some of my best and my best friend and friends through social media. And it's so interesting. I think if you're like myself and you're a loner, because I am a loner, I enjoy being by myself, having an online community is so essential, because I could go a week without physically talking to anyone, but I do realize that community is so important. And being on YouTube and on Instagram has opened me up to being more social. And when you see the fruits of that, it's like, okay, it is possible for me to be a loner, but still be open to having a sense of community. And when I did my most recent live stream in August, you all said that you wanted me to do another meetup around the holiday season, so I will be doing one because I miss that. I have had 2 other meetups in the past, and then of course, because of the Porsche Panamera, I just wasn't doing anything like that. But I have met so many of you all in person. I've actually been out of town and people have recognized me. Like, that is so crazy to me. And so having that sense of community, I think, is so important. And it's definitely been one of the best parts of being online, because so many of my friends now have come through this space. And it's like, wow, if I had never put myself out there to be on this platform, I would have missed out on so many blessings. So thank you all, because it's just awesome. Like, you can meet people through things as vacuous as makeup, but really form true bonds. So the sense of community is by far my favorite. Also the knowledge. Y'all, I learned how to do makeup on YouTube. Like, before I had my channel, I used to watch YouTube so much. I mean, I still watch it a lot now, but I learned how to do makeup by watching beauty gurus on YouTube. And this was around the time when, like, I was probably 17, 18, 19, 20. I used to watch makeup tutorials all the time. I've been able to learn so much about skincare, makeup, life itself. I learned how to change a shower head from watching YouTube. Like, because I'm such a nerd, I really do enjoy just learning so much about so many different things. Like, YouTube is that girl. She's really that girl. Y'all know I have to keep these on deck. Shout out to Kendra, she influenced me. These are the V8 Energy Pomegranate Blueberry, and they have 1 serving of fruits and vegetables. Shout out to her. We love her. It's natural energy. Now, I am trying to decrease the amount of caffeine I have, because as a woman of a certain age, I know it's not the best for me, and I'm a little addicted. I am. This stuff just makes me feel, it's green and black tea, but the energy it gives me is top tier. Another thing that I love about being on social media is the growth. Like I said, during that time when I was laid off, I had to go through so much internally. I was able to grow into this person that when I look back and see what my life was like and the type of person I was many years ago, I'm just so proud of myself. Like, girl, you have gone through so much and you didn't let it harden you. You have grown to be such a forgiving, loving, and positive person. And that's something that I can be honest, I don't want to say I was negative, but I mean, I'm still very a realist, but I'm way more positive and optimistic now because I just realized that I cannot control my life. God is the only one that has control over this. I stopped trying to plan my trajectory. I literally just sit back, do my part, and allow God to lead me, because the way I planned at 21 or at 19 for my life to be, honey, I thought I'd be married with a few kids, and look. So I'm definitely proud of the growth that I have made internally, just to see the type of person that I have become. 5 or 6 years ago, I would never imagine myself doing the things that I'm doing in life right now and being like happy. It's just beautiful. So the growth has been amazing. I absolutely, yeah, I'm shocked at myself, honestly. Now, the negative parts of social media. Honestly, the only negative part of being online is, well, there are two. One is like a negative, but it's really not. You just have to be so mindful of what you say. Like, you literally have to be so cognizant of how you appear in terms of how you present yourself online, what you say, what you do. But ultimately, that just allows you to be a greater person. Like, I put out a video last month, and I'll link it down below. And I was recommending restaurants, my favorite restaurants in Atlanta. And those of you all who've been watching me, who are true beauties, Keiko's beauties, if you guys have been watching me for years, you know that I don't eat soul food. I just don't like it. And when I say soul food, I mean like greens, cornbread, stuffing, yams, neck bones. Like, I'm talking Southern soul food. I'm just not a fan of it. Anyone in my personal life, my family, they can all tell you. You guys have seen me in vlogs not eat soul food. It is not anything to be judgmental. It's not anything to be prejudiced, or dare I even say racist. I'm Black. I know I'm Black. I come from a Black family. But I said that in the video, and I made a joke of it. I cropped the screen. I put a record scratch. It was obvious, at least to me, that it was a joke. And someone said, but they basically said it was really offensive how I said it. And let me tell you, that comment really got to me, because I don't ever want you guys to think that I am, like, first of all, I edit my videos, so I know what I'm saying. If I ever say something that I feel is borderline offensive, I will edit it out, because my job is never to hurt anyone with my words. There's a lot of power in your tongue. And I was really like nervous that other people were thinking that I said that comment that I don't prefer soul food, that I said it with malice or ill intent. And then you guys were in the comments and you were like, I don't see anything wrong with it. There's no law that says you have to like soul food. And that made me feel a little more secure, because y'all, that hurt my heart. And I know this person didn't say that. Like, she probably really was offended, but just things like that, that constantly remind you, even if you watch my videos, you may not still understand my humor. Yes, you might watch me and you might have watched me for years, but you know, oftentimes we watch things through our own perspective, our own lens, and sometimes they can be misconstrued. So being online has definitely taught me a lot about, you know, everything that you think does not need to be said. And moving forward, I won't be exclaiming how I don't like soul food. I just won't even mention it. But yeah, that comment, like, I watched that video 3 times over and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope people do not think that I'm trying to be judgmental because I don't like soul food. It's really just a preference. If you were to tell me you hate Japanese food, I wouldn't, like, it wouldn't make me feel anyway. So being online has definitely taught me to have tough skin and to be very, very, very aware of how I present myself, my thoughts, opinions, and everything of the sort. The second negative thing, even though that wasn't really a negative, it's more of a learning experience, but really the only negative thing about being online is trolls. And I'm not one person who thinks like I have haters. I think people can dislike you or dislike your content without hating on you. Like I said, I'm not Beyonce. I'm nobody special. I don't think like I have a whole gang of haters. But people online can definitely be harsh. A lot of the time I think it comes from them maybe judging you because they don't know you, or maybe they see something and they don't like it. But everybody has a right to their opinion. And just know that when you get into this online space, there will be people who don't like you. That's a part of life. Okay, now because this is a fall makeup look, I am going to be using a fall lipstick, and this is She Must Be New from Patrick Ta. We love a good burgundy. I'm so happy that the weather is cooling off and I can get into my fall tones. Ooh, I love it. So yeah, guys, that's the end of... Baby, I got a glimpse of myself. Did I just turn myself on? Possibly. There's nothing more sexy to me than dark, vampy lips. Like, I need to go apple picking. Is it too soon? It might be. And lastly, I'm gonna finish this look off with my setting spray. So good. I love this so much. So yeah, guys, that is the finished look. You know, something a little deep and vampy. I hope you guys enjoyed my talk today. I just wanted to talk about influence and doing things for the right reasons, because you all know I'm in a whole period right now of just really being intentional with what I do in terms of my channel and doing things that make me happy and not worrying about the outcome. I think for a lot of creators, maybe they get in funks or in space where they don't feel so creative because they're judging their creative process and their content itself on performance. You know, it's something that I think we all do innately because this is the type of field industry job where your analytics matter. But at the end of the day, if what you put out rests well with your spirit, your soul, and your heart, and you're proud of it, that is truly all that matters. So I just encourage each of you, if you want to get into the influencing space, or even if you're doing something completely different, give it your all, do it with the right reasons attached to it, and enjoy yourself, because at the end of the day, that's all that truly matters. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this little get ready with me. I just feel so fabulous, even with my sweatshirt on. I'm just telling you, go put on a deep, bold lip. It'll change your life for sure. I love you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for being open to hearing what I have to say. Leave down below any thoughts you have. It doesn't matter if you agree with me or not. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. And I just love you guys so much for even conversing with me and hanging out with me for the day. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.